Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Dancehall artist Gully Bop has died. Dancehall artist Gully Bop is dead, the entertainer's pastor said on Tuesday. Pastor Chris Tate of El Shaddai Prophetic Ministries told reporters that the entertainer passed away at the Kingston Public Hospital on Monday. Gully Bop, whose real name is Robert Lee Malcolm, was said to have been suffering from a kidney disease for the past few months and was admitted to hospital where he had been receiving treatment. Gully Bop rose to fame in 2014 with his catchy track, Body Specialist. A video recording of him DJing the track on the streets went viral on social media, paving the way for him to the studios in the Rags and Riches story that captivated Jamaica. His meteoric rise to stardom led to him being the closing act on Sting in December 2014 at the height of his short-lived career. Towards the end of his life, Bop was reportedly rendered homeless once more. An appeal was made back in August by social media philanthropist Donna, more popularly known as Auntie Donna, for persons to assist the entertainer who had fallen on hard times and had been extremely ill. 18-year-old man accused of stabbing another to death in St. Catherine. An 18-year-old man has been charged with murder after he allegedly stabbed a man to death with a knife during a dispute in Lakers Bend Road, Spanish Town, St. Catherine on October 6. Charged is Kishma Horton, a ramped assistant of Davis Christian Kingston 20. Dead is 35-year-old Ryan Mendez, also a ramp assistant of Seaview Gardens Kingston 11. Reports are thus on Friday, October 6 about 9 a.m. Mendez and Horton had a dispute during which Mendez was reportedly stabbed 4 times with a knife. Mendez was treated at a hospital in St. Catherine before being transported to the medical facility in Kingston, where he succumbed to his injuries. Horton was arrested and charged on Sunday, October 21, following an interview in the presence of an attorney. 30 seconds of terror. Jamaicans were left panicking on Monday as a 5.6 magnitude earthquake hit the island promptly. People fled buildings amid heavy shaking that knocked out power in some areas but appeared to cause no serious damage. Most persons reportedly feeling the terror for approximately 30 seconds. The quake's epicenter was about 4 kilometers west-north of Hope Bay, Portland, and occurred at the total depth of 10 kilometers. House collapses in St. Thomas due to earthquake. At least one family in St. Thomas is homeless in the aftermath of the 5.6 magnitude earthquake that rocked Jamaica on Monday morning. The family's house, located in the community of Ramble, collapsed during the quake. Member of Parliament for St. Thomas Western, James Robertson, is reportedly offering them assistance. Monday's earthquake caused a number of minor landslides in St. Thomas. The Mahogany Vale to Mavis Bank Road has been reduced to a single-lane traffic. But there was a major landslide along the roadway between Hagley Gap and Mahogany Vale, making it impossible to vehicular traffic. The situation in that area has been compounded by heavy rainfall. JTA called for assessment of school buildings following quake. Students in the corporate area and other parts of the island were left rattled by the powerful earth tremor, forcing several schools to close early on Monday. Jamaica Teachers Association JTA President Leighton Johnson told reporters that most schools were forced to activate their earthquake drill. As educational institutions, a part of our safety and security mandate is that students and staff, teachers, academic, administrative, and auxiliary staff should be aware of what to do and how to react in the event of an eventuality such as an earthquake, and they have indicated that in many regards, they were able to activate many of the safety mechanisms pertaining to earthquakes and carry out a drill he outlined. Mr. Johnson said the earthquake has brought into sharp focus the safety of buildings, as he called for the authorities to conduct an assessment on school structures to ensure that they are not compromised. Some schools did indicate that, the fact that they have experienced several earthquakes in recent times, there are aspects of their building that have been compromised, which requires the Ministry of Education to do a complete infrastructural audit of the institutions to ensure that, as best as possible, the institutions are safe for teaching and learning for our students and our teachers to exist in those environments. He added that school administrators must conduct an assessment for the possible infrastructure damage and file a report to the Ministry of Education. There was minor structural damage at Waterford Infant School in St. Catherine. Acting Principal Monique Raymond told reporters that the classroom which was damaged was unoccupied at the time of the quake. She said the damage included fractured tiles, as well as several cracks along the walls. Beaches Stout stays put during earthquake. Businessman Everton Beaches Stout McDonald remained in the prisoner dock in the Home Circuit Courtroom on Monday, while lawyers, police, and others scampered for safety during the earthquake rocked the island. Beaches Stout and his co-accused Oscar Barnes are facing trial for the July 2020 murder of Tonya McDonald, who was the businessman's wife. While lawyers and others inside the courtroom awaited the judge's arrival for the continuation of the trial, the walls and furniture vibrated heavily as people dashed for the exits of the courtroom trying to force themselves through a narrow doorway all at once. Beaches Stout stayed put in the dock watching the proceedings. Police personnel in the courtroom also sought haven, but immediately after the shaking subsided, cops rushed to the handcuffed Beaches Stout before whisking him out of the room. Chief Justice, who was in another courtroom, told journalists that he reacted to the tremor by going under furniture. My reaction was to get down. I was going under the bench in the court because that is what we're told to do. You are told to get under the table or under the doorway. The attorneys were picking up and I was telling them to get under the desk and tables. This is certainly the most significant one I have felt in a very long time. What it does, it reinforces the need for us to have our disaster drills in place. This was a real-time experience and there are still some things we need to work out, so we'll be reviewing that and preparing to handle things better going forward, he stated. He added that when stimulation drills are being conducted, often people don't take them seriously, but Monday's earthquake taught them an important lesson. Operations at the Supreme Court were suspended after the earthquake, but should resume today once there is confirmation from experts that the building is safe. The building is supposed to be checked for the structural damage to ensure we don't compromise the safety of the staff and the integrity of the building. I would imagine that fire services would be stretched due to the magnitude of the earthquake, stated the Chief Justice. What we have decided to do is to have the staff secure the records, collect their things, then exit the building, he added. Attorney at Law Deborah Martin said that more must be done to ensure that people who work within the court do so in a safe environment. She said that while everyone else was safely outside in the courtyard, prisoners were still locked in their holding areas. It was alarming and I could see the distress on everybody's face. I saw evidence of material from ceiling falling and it struck me that there was a lot of measures to be put in place for security of prisoners, witnesses and staff, but we have to consider that and the limits that it places on the security of the occupants. In an event like what happened today, we came out of the courtroom and there was nowhere to go. We all had to run to particular points to get out, but they were closed for obvious security reasons. The buildings are well built, but everything was shaking, stated Martin. Attorney Michael Lorne, who is engaged in a trial, said, I was wondering if I should run onto the door jamb, but at the same time, while the place was shaking, it was like you can't even move. I believe we should have more drills. As much as we take them for granted, it shows that the nature has no consideration for time and for place, the attorney further stated. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.